everyone, and welcome to another Check This Out with Booming Encore. My name is Susan Williams, and I'm the founder of Booming Encore. And today I'm delighted to welcome back Melissa Davey. Melissa and I actually met a number of years back on Twitter. We actually started talking at that point, and Melissa was just starting out the movie Beyond 60, and that was a brand new adventure for her. And we've been in touch ever since. And actually, we connected with her right before her premiere in Los Angeles. And she's back today because it's now in general release. So welcome, Melissa. Great to have you back.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support all these years because
Oh,
it took a while.
well, it's been a blast just watching you go through this. I'm so excited standing on the sidelines and always cheering for you. So today we thought we could talk a little bit about the movie now that it's actually out for general release. So why don't you first start by just giving us a brief overview of what the movie's about? It's probably better coming from you.
Yeah, Beyond 60 is a movie about women over the age of 60. So it highlights their stories and their resilience and continued relevance as they age. It's just the remarkable women, but they're women that you wouldn't know if you passed them on the street. So the whole idea was to find people like me, my age and older, and just hear their stories. And they've been so inspiring, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
But what motivated you to even go into this topic? Like, how did you find your way into this out of anything else you could have possibly done?
Well, the motivating factor was my age, and I was sitting in a corporate job for decades, and at age 65, I had hit a wall, so to speak, and the company as well. The company was being bought out again by private equity, and I needed to make a decision if I wanted to re-up for another 5 years. So I started doing an inventory of my life and all of the things I hadn't done yet, and filmmaking was the one dream, kind of fantasy, that was really chipping away at me. And I was sitting there thinking, well, why wouldn't I? If I'm going to do anything, I should probably do it now. And so it was my age at the time, and that was 5 years ago because I've passed the 70 mark now. So I think the age is the impetus, honestly.
And then how did you find these women? Like, I mean, they're very remarkable, but they're not necessarily the people that you would have seen in the media before. So how did you actually locate them?
Well, I did a lot of Google searches and looking for stories, newspaper articles, and whatnot, and really went out asking everybody I knew, have you read anything recently? Do you know of anybody? And it started to snowball where I would get a referral and they said, well, talk to this woman. And I'd call somebody and they would say, well, I think you should call this woman. So it was a year-long project of calling 80 plus women to speak with
Wow.
them.
I know, and they're pretty amazing. Like all of the stories are so diverse. That's what I really enjoyed about the film. Now, going through this, I'm sure you probably learned a lot of different lessons, but is there one that particularly stands out for you?
I think the biggest lesson is that it's probably fear that holds us back from trying anything new. And the older you get, I mean, in my experience, and all of the women that I spoke with as well, our experience has been that the fear seems to subside a little bit with age. So if, just push through it. Pushing through fear is what we need to learn how to do in order to experience new things. And I think that this is a great example. I'm an average person. I am not an extraordinary woman, seriously. I'm average.
Well, I
And
don't know about that, but anyhow.
well, but I mean, there were some fears, like, you always wonder, could I really do this? Will I be successful? Will it fail? I mean, you could stop yourself in your tracks just by asking those questions. But I really think that the learning is that everything has a little bit of fear associated with it. And if you can accept that and understand that, kind of just put it on to the side and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, just one step at a time. And there's a term that I remember seeing a while back, specifically for older women, and it was like, welcome to your power years. And I think there's really some truth in that,
Yes,
because
I do
once you
too.
once you hit a certain age and you're no longer necessarily burdened by, having to look after children or your careers, kind of in a different place, or you have more freedom of time or things like that, it allows you to actually tap into some of those things that you've maybe never considered before.
Yeah, I agree with that. And all of the women would say the same thing. Like they've learned how to say no to
Mm.
things they don't want to do, and they're comfortable with it. And it's really interesting to hear women so much more comfortable with themselves and it's almost like they know themselves so well. They really understand what their limitations are, and how they might get around those limitations. And it's pretty amazing. Women
Yeah,
are amazing creatures.
it can certainly be an empowering time. Okay, so now you've done this. What's next? What are you thinking about?
I am looking into making another film, another documentary. It wouldn't, not necessarily about older women, but with a woman as the main event. So I'm just in the early stages of doing some interviews with that person to get a feel for her story and to hopefully encourage her to let me make a film about her. So that's where I am right now. But I definitely, I hope I get to do 5 more films. It's so much fun. It's an amazing process, and to be able to bring people's stories to life is just a great feeling.
Well, you certainly did an excellent job with this, and I strongly recommend anybody who is interested in seeing your film. How do they actually access it? Melissa, do you want to just give those details?
So on demand, and then also all of the streaming channels have it. So if you stream movies through Vudu, Vimeo, YouTube, Apple TV, those are just a few. Google, Microsoft, all of those now have streaming platforms, and the film is available on those as well.
Terrific.
So you can rent
Okay.
it, you can buy it, you can get the DVD from Amazon. It's everywhere. So
Oh,
easy access.
that's great. Well, listen, congratulations again. An outstanding movie.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed it. I found the stories very inspiring, as you mentioned, and strongly suggest that if people are interested to go find it. It sounds like you can find it wherever you are watching videos. So that's great news.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for your time,
thank
Melissa.
you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. To everybody out there, I hope you found this information interesting and it helps you live your best booming encore. Bye for now.